persuasive speech is about how the president should have a military background. I mean, that's what I believe. When I was evaluating the process of becoming the president of the United States, one quickly realizes that it is truly an in-depth and lengthy process. I mean, first the candidate will have to meet, the constitutional guidelines, which you have to be 35 years old. So you have that birthday party, check, you're 35, you're ready to get in there. You have to be born in the United States, okay? And you have to at least have resided in the United States, in that state, wherever you are trying to be a senator before president, for at least 14 years. It says that the executive power shall be vested in the President of the United States of America. He shall hold his office during the term of 4 years, and together with his vice president, chosen for the same term, be elected as follows. And it says, no person except a natural-born citizen or a citizen of the United States at the time of the adoption. So if you were adopted and you're born in the U.S., you're good too. So that's good. This Constitution shall be eligible to the office of the president. Neither shall be the person eligible to the office who shall not have attained to the age of 35 years, been 14 years a resident within the United States. And that's in the Constitution. So that's a lot of stuff, isn't it? It does sound like there's a lot it doesn't really sound like there's a lot into just being the president, but it actually is a long journey. You have to go and see if you're eligible, and then you have to go and find people who will actually want you to be president and fund you, and then you have to go out and political parties and all that stuff. When I was looking up the information when they're supposed to give the birth certificate, because, I could not find any information on that, when you're supposed to turn it in, all that stuff. You figure it'd be before they actually start their whole journey and process of years and years and years of trying to just be the president. But I could not find anything about that. So really thinking on the military background, when you actually join the military, you have to turn your birth certificate in. So there you would have that already. And second, joining the military, you will actually be able to command the people that you are, you'll learn how to command the people that you are about to be the commander-in-chief for. So, how are you going to know the essentials unless you weren't in the military to begin with? Well, to answer all these questions, we can look at our First Nations president, George Washington. Everybody knows him, right? He was the first president of the U.S. command, and he was a commander-in-chief of the Army during the American Revolution. And they say he symbolized qualities of discipline, aristocratic duty, military orthodoxy, and persistence in adversity that his contemporaries particularly valued as most mature political leadership. Now that sounds like a man for the job. And Washington, he contributed, to America's, the victories and all that, and he was actually quite smart without a very big educational background, which that is pretty fascinating there. He decided to go against his guy Charles Lee, and he actually did what he thought was right, which actually turned out to be right. He commanded those people. And after he actually passed away, he actually had people talk about how of how much of a great man he was. Honesty, hard work, patriotism, and wisdom. So those are really good parts of being the president. Fun facts, many of our former presidents have been in the military, at least 30 of the 43. Well, I didn't know that many actually had been in, the Army. 24 of them during the war. 2 of them earned a rank of a 5-star general, which was Washington and Eisenhower. And 1 earned the Medal of Honor, which was Roosevelt, but he was never a general. There are actually 44 presidents, but Grover Cleveland is counted twice because he was our 22nd and our 24th president. So another fun fact, if nobody knew that, because I'm not very good at history. That actually was very entertaining for me. Only 1 president had served as an enlisted man, was James Buchanan, and he did not go on to be an officer. So, in conclusion, having a military background should be an essential part of being president. I mean, if you're not fit to go out and do the dirty work, I don't see why you should actually go and sit in the comfy chair and tell all the men and women, hey, I need you to do this. And I've never done it, so I don't really know what it entails for it. So you go ahead and do that. And so thank you for listening to my speech. You all have a good one.
Yeah.